Hi everybody and
Hello.
welcome back. Thanks for still tuning in.
Yeah. Big
Really
thanks to
appreciate
you guys.
it. Thanks so much for watching, for sharing, subscribing. We hope that these sessions have been of help to you in even if it's a small way. We hope it's helping someone out there. So today we thought we'd cover something a little different. It's possibly not something we're the most experienced in, but we thought we'd share our advice on this and our basic knowledge that we have on this. It was also a request for us to discuss this. It came from Faye. So Faye, thanks for sending in this question. We hope we're going to do it justice. So what we will be discussing today is basic principles to consider when launching a business in the UAE. I like to start by saying that we feel that a business, and when you launch a business, of course we've just launched our own business, so we basing it on principles on that. And Arita works in a company where she manages lots of smaller businesses.
Yeah.
But it's a Fortune 500 company, so we would like to think that they know what they're doing.
They do indeed.
They've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah.
So one thing I'd like to start off with is saying that any business should ideally be considered as an investment.
That's true.
Because you are running a business at the end of the day for business, which is to make your money grow. So again, we'd advise anyone to go back to the 7, I believe, investment principles, okay? Which I think can be applied to businesses as well. So don't invest what you can't afford to lose, know your risk tolerance, know when to invest, understand everything you're doing.
Don't put all your money in one place.
Don't put all your money in one place. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So just right at the top, I'd like to say that we feel any business, the sort of backbone to that is planning.
Absolutely.
Is planning.
Yeah.
So the number one thing I would advise anyone launching a business is to have a good, solid business plan.
Yep.
And I know that's not something you necessarily want to hear, but I believe it's essential. It's like anything in life. If you don't plan for it properly, how do you know, firstly, if it's going to be successful, or secondly, if it's even needed?
That's true.
You know, we can't just form businesses on things that we like to do. What I like to do doesn't necessarily equate to what Arita likes. So a business has to be more than just something you enjoy. It's got to have relevance, it's got to have a need, and therefore a business plan is essential.
That's true. You know, I also feel like you shouldn't limit the planning principle to the start. The company I work for has been in operation for over 130 something years. Forgive me if I get it wrong. But to this day, we plan meticulously. And I think that's such a valuable thing that I've learned being there now for 8 years.
Yeah.
Is we plan the year, then we plan the month, then we look at how we did versus the plan, you know, and it all stems from that core principle of always being prepared.
Yeah, which, like a business plan, I'm going to go through what I believe a basic business plan should entail, but I think what Arita is also highlighting here is within that business plan you will understand the why,
Yeah.
which forms your business slogan, your business motto, your core identity, your core values. And I think no matter how long your business runs, you at every stage you have to go back. Are we doing what we said we were going to do when we formed this business?
What we set out to do. Yeah.
Because if you divert, if your business starts as one thing and suddenly you become so obsessed with one avenue of your business, being, for example, staff timing.
Yeah.
You are losing focus of why your business is formed when you start deriving principles and mandates and institutions and books and programs all derived just to keep staff on time. Then you've slightly deviated from why the business has been formed. And it's very easy to go down this route because we all believe that this is what's going to drive productivity and outcomes, etc. Anyway, massive rabbit trail there.
But I think it's a good point in terms of knowing what you set out to do. Now, I do believe there are times when you have to pivot, right?
Absolutely.
Our industries change, the world changes, and it's just about even planning around those things.
Still planning though.
Yeah, it's planning.
Adaptability involves planning.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
If that's one of your values, that you're going to be adaptable. Let's say you're a technology company and you have to keep on top of new discovery and innovation. Then it just means you're not deviating too much from your core, right? Or am I talking?
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So going back to what's in a basic business plan is know your why. So why am I forming this business?
Your vision, is it?
Your vision, company vision. That's the word I was trying to find earlier. Company vision. And that you're going to have on your slogan for the rest of your life, no matter how big your company gets. And that's going to be your why, and you should always revert back to your why. Then you've got to do a real, and I know this is very boring, tedious stuff, but know your market. So do a very comprehensive market analysis, which again, I'm just touching on basics here, which will include your basic SWOT analysis, which is your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and your threats. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, guys. Research this stuff, but you need to know all those different elements, and then you do your pest analysis as well. So you got to understand your environment you're launching into, which is your political, your economical, your social and all things technological, and how that impacts you as well. Once you have a really good understanding of this, then you can look at you can do a very detailed competitor analysis. Now this will really highlight to you what are your USPs, what is going to make you different to the bakery down the street.
USP meaning? Clarify.
Unique selling point. So you've got to know how you are going to be different,
right?
Because you've got to be different. You can't just be I'm going to use a bakery term here. You can't be another bakery just for the sake of being bakery because you like cakes and you like making cakes and it's your hobby. And you need to plan out your model, your competitors, what's going to make you different, and how are you going to build this into a brand. Branding, again, comes down to, out of your business plan, you should have your marketing plan. Marketing is massive. Do from your business plan then a detailed marketing plan, because now you understand your competitor analysis, you understand your USPs, you understand your environment, your social, economical, the technological, you understand your threats, your weaknesses, your opportunities. So from there you can develop an extensive marketing campaign, look at what's relevant to your audience. So know your audience, who are you targeting?
Yeah.
And develop a marketing campaign according to that. Social media doesn't work for everyone, and it's not relevant to all products. So you gotta know all the different avenues. Is it trade magazines? Is it online? Directorial platforms? Is it? Do a very good, solid marketing plan. From all these different things, guys, you can then actually put together a budget.
Yes.
Okay. A budget means you're going to plan for the year. And within there, you'll have your different lines, which will be your potential revenue that you're going to get in. Make sure that you're realistic with your revenue. So from your revenue, you can actually put together a definitive sales plan. Okay, how are you going to be getting in sales every month? This is all plans, guys, and it sounds awful, But believe me, the more you plan, the better it is, the less risk you have. And again, we're just trying to be risk averse, not avoid it totally,
It's not
but to
possible.
minimize
Yeah.
risk so your business is successful.
I think even with revenue, it's probably more go another step further and say not be realistic but be conservative,
Be conservative, yeah.
right? Because if you're gonna start to build your expenses off of that
Unrealistic
revenue,
numbers, yeah.
and then you get to 6 months in and you haven't hit the revenue goal, now you're in a bigger hole
Yeah.
than you set out to be.
Exactly. So look at when you're doing your budget, your revenue, your expenses are then listed into marketing, operations, salaries, administration, just everything that it would entail. That should give you a very realistic picture of how your business is going to be doing if you stick to that budget, you track that budget, and you move it forward. That's just a very basic summary, guys, but it should give you a good idea. But one thing that I really wanted to reiterate is when starting a business, it is an investment. So what does that mean? You need to have money to invest.
Yeah.
We are so resistant to people taking out loans to start a business because firstly you didn't work for that money, so you have no respect for the money.
True. Easy come, easy go.
Secondly, there's so much risk affiliated with that. Whether your business, it's like starting a marriage in debt. You are going to try to play catch up continually, and you're going to have to work twice as hard to hit profit margins to pay back, and what you're earning, you're paying back on a loan. So, in the olden days, they did something right. They worked, they saved, and when they had enough money, they opened up a business. And they knew, and they were very sensitive to risk because you could stand to lose something you've worked very hard for, and therefore you appreciate it more. So, again, be out of debt. Have savings, have your emergency funds, have your insurances, have everything, and make sure that this is a separate savings that you do have.
Yeah.
And the other thing that Arita mentioned this morning as we were driving in the car from gym was that, we really opposed to these investment or investor
It's just like
mentality.
gain an investor culture. Because, starting a business is hard enough, right? And the added pressure of a loan, the added pressure of having investors. Why would people invest in your business? Well, because they want to make money, okay?
And money that they can't make
somewhere else. So, as a starting point, I believe your operating profit is going to have to be higher percentage-wise than what someone can get elsewhere. So you've got this pressure to hit these revenue numbers, you've got pressure to make loan repayments. It's just not a place that I want to be in.
You can't run your business the way you want to run it.
Absolutely, because those
it's not
people,
yours anymore.
Right, you've given a part of it away. If you can function with giving a little bit away, that's great. But I think that most people that are just starting out, they need quite a bit of capital. And also when it comes to capital, right? I would say be realistic about what you need. Okay, if you want to start a landscaping company, don't go and find the best lawnmower on the market that costs 50,000 dirhams, right?
Or
more. Get a cheap one, secondhand, that you can afford, buy it with cash, mow some lawns, make a name for yourself. And then what you make, you can invest in better equipment. That's what we mean. Use what you have.
Use what you have and build your business slowly up to where you want it to be. But again, it goes back to any form of loans, debts. You're just putting yourself into a position whereby your hands are tied and you stand to lose more than gain in the long run. When it's all yours, you get to say what you want to do.
Right.
You get full control, and there's minimal risk. involved. And then when it's your own money, you'll be so much more careful with what you're doing. So, you'll work harder, and you'll
just appreciate it more, right?
And the reward is so much greater.
Yeah, it goes back to that in one of our investment principles of making money little by little over time. But unfortunately, because we live in an instant gratification culture, we want it right now.
And a good example you used this morning was that of sowing, right? The seed.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days, I keep saying olden days. It's like when I was born.
We're old.
So you just elaborate on the seed principle.
I think this was your example. But anyways, it's just this thing of you plant a seed, right, and then you reap a harvest, of course, from it, and then to expand, you take that harvest and you put it back in the ground, and that's
say
what
for
makes
example
it
you're
grow.
planting a seed. You only have 4 seeds for apples. You plant that, you get apple trees that have many apples.
Yeah.
You eat some, but each apple contains so many more seeds. You replant it.
So don't eat all your apple.
You need to have your own seeds and your own apples. Then you can decide what to do with that. And you slowly resow, reinvest in your company and grow it slowly and get to where you need to be. But don't rush. And when you have a great idea and everyone thinks the idea of investors is great because you're getting your dreams realized in terms of immediate capital, but that comes at such a huge price.
Comes at a price. There's no such thing as free money.
No. So, again, it's just our opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're just trying to advise people to do things the healthiest way that we see possible.
And quite frankly, the stress-free way.
Yeah, the stress-free way. Because we know people who have investors, we have friends, family, etc. And we understand everything that they've gone through.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to, of course, be more of a guidance than anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could go on and on. I think that's it for today. Thank you, Rita, for joining us again.
Sure.
And we hope that it's been of help. Don't hate us too much, but we're just trying to help at the end of the day. Our social media is on the screens. Do get in touch. Let us know what you want to hear and what you want us to talk about as well. And do share this if you think this is going to be of help to anyone else. In the meantime, stay safe, stay cool, and make that
change. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.